Hey everyone, today we're diving into one of the most intriguing maritime mysteries of all time. The Atlantic Ocean, vast and unpredictable, holds many secrets beneath its waves. It's a place where countless ships have sailed, some never to return. Among these secrets, few are as strange and captivating as the story of the Mary Celeste. This tale has puzzled historians, sailors, and mystery enthusiasts for over a century. Picture this, a ship, the Mary Celeste, sailing smoothly across the Atlantic. The crew is going about their daily routines. Everything seems normal. Then suddenly, without any warning, everyone on board vanishes. This is exactly what the crew of the Dei Gratia discovered on December 4th, 1872. They found the Mary Celeste adrift, her sails partially set but not a soul in sight. The ship was found drifting southeast of the Azores Islands, a remote and mysterious part of the Atlantic. The Mary Celeste was in good condition, with no signs of a struggle or foul play. The deck was empty, the lifeboat was missing, and personal belongings were left behind. There were no signs of violence, no distress signals, and the cargo was intact. What could have happened to the crew? Where did they go? Theories range from pirate attacks to sea monsters, but none have been proven. The Mary Celeste remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, the fate of her crew is still unknown. This ghost ship continues to capture our imagination, reminding us of the vast, unexplored mysteries of the sea. The Mary Celeste, a ship that carried cargo, wasn't always famous for being spooky. In fact, it started its life as a fairly ordinary vessel, built to transport goods across the vast oceans. The ship was constructed with care and precision, designed to withstand the harsh conditions of the sea. It was a sturdy ship built to last, and it served its purpose well for many years. Built in 1861 in Nova Scotia, Canada, it was first called the Amazon. The shipbuilders in Nova Scotia were known for their craftsmanship, and the Amazon was a testament to their skills. It was a beautiful ship with sleek lines and a strong hull. The Amazon quickly became a familiar sight in ports around the world as it carried cargo from one continent to another. After some bad luck and a new owner, it became the Mary Celeste in 1868. The ship had seen its share of misfortune, including a collision and a fire, but it was still seaworthy. The new owner hoped that a fresh start and a new name would bring better luck. The Mary Celeste continued to sail the seas, carrying valuable cargo and earning a reputation as a reliable vessel. Captain Benjamin Briggs, a good sailor, took charge in 1872. Captain Briggs was an experienced mariner, respected by his peers and loved by his crew. He was known for his calm demeanor and his ability to navigate through the most treacherous waters. Under his command, the Mary Celeste was in good hands. He, his wife, their little daughter, and 7 sailors set sail from New York to Genoa, Italy. They carried alcohol. The crew was excited about the journey, looking forward to the adventure and the promise of a successful voyage. The ship was loaded with barrels of industrial alcohol, a valuable cargo that was in high demand in Europe. The Mary Celeste set off from New York Harbor on a crisp November day, with the crew in high spirits. They didn't know this trip would make them famous, but for a very sad reason. The Mary Celeste sailed smoothly for several days, but then something went terribly wrong. The ship was found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean with no sign of the crew. The lifeboat was missing, and the ship's log was incomplete. To this day, the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew remains one of the greatest mysteries of the sea. Captain Morehouse of the Dei Gratia was on his usual route when he spotted a ship in the distance. As he peered through his binoculars, he recognized the vessel immediately. It was the Mary Celeste, a ship he knew well. He also knew its captain, Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned sailor and a trusted friend. The sight of the Mary Celeste adrift in the open sea was puzzling and concerning. Morehouse's mind raced with questions. Why was the ship here, seemingly abandoned? What had happened to Briggs and his crew? As Morehouse and his crew boarded the Mary Celeste, they were met with an eerie silence. The deck was in disarray, with items scattered about as if left in a hurry, yet there were no signs of struggle or violence. The ship's interior was messy, but not damaged. It was as if the crew had simply vanished into thin air, leaving everything behind. Despite the mess, the Mary Celeste was in good condition. The hull was intact, the sails were in working order, and the ship was perfectly seaworthy. There was no reason for the crew to abandon such a sturdy vessel. Morehouse was baffled. The ship was fine to sail, so why had it been left adrift? Morehouse and his men made their way to the cargo hold. To their surprise, the cargo was still there. Barrels and crates were neatly stacked, untouched and undisturbed. The ship had been carrying a valuable load of denatured alcohol, all of which was accounted for. This deepened the mystery. If piracy or theft had been the cause, the cargo would have been taken, but everything was in place. However, one crucial element was missing. The lifeboats. The davits were empty, indicating that the lifeboats had been launched. This suggested that the crew had left the ship intentionally, but why? What had driven them to abandon a perfectly good ship in the middle of the ocean? Inside the captain's cabin, Morehouse found the ship's maps and compasses. They were still in their proper places, ready for use. The navigation tools were essential for any voyage, and their presence indicated that the crew had not planned to be gone for long. It was as if they had expected to return shortly. The crew's personal belongings were also left behind. Clothes, books, and other personal items were scattered throughout the quarters. These were things the sailors would have taken with them if they had intended to leave permanently. The abandonment seemed sudden and unplanned. Morehouse then discovered the ship's logbook. The last entry was dated November 24th, 10 days before the Mary Celeste was found. The log entries up to that point were routine, with no indication of trouble. The sudden stop in the log entries added another layer of mystery. What had happened after that last entry? In the captain's cabin, Morehouse found something particularly unsettling. Baby clothes were neatly folded on the bed. Captain Briggs had brought his wife and young daughter on this voyage. The sight of the tiny clothes, untouched and carefully arranged, sent a chill down Morehouse's spine. It was a haunting reminder of the human lives that had vanished. In the galley, an even more eerie discovery awaited. A meal had been prepared and set on the table, but it remained uneaten. The food was still fresh, suggesting that whatever had caused the crew to leave had happened suddenly and without warning. It was as if they had been interrupted in the middle of their daily routine. The overall impression was one of haste and urgency. The scattered belongings, the abandoned meal, the missing lifeboats, all pointed to a sudden departure, but the question remained, why? What had driven the crew of the Mary Celeste to abandon their ship so abruptly? The mystery of the Mary Celeste would go down in history as one of the most puzzling maritime enigmas, leaving more questions than answers. Everyone wanted to know what happened to the Mary Celeste. Lots of ideas popped up. Did the crew fight and make the captain and his family leave in the lifeboat? Were they attacked by pirates even though nothing was stolen? Maybe a big storm scared the crew and they left in a panic. Or maybe a leak in the cargo hold let out poisonous fumes and they had to get off fast. Some people even say ghosts did it because the ship had bad luck before. We still don't know what happened to the Mary Celeste. The ship was fine, so it wasn't a storm. There were no signs of a fight, so it wasn't pirates or a mutiny. Everyone's stuff was there, so it wasn't a planned escape. If they were scared of an explosion, why didn't they sail further away, and where did the lifeboat go? The Mary Celeste reminds us that some mysteries might never be solved. The story of the Mary Celeste is like a message in a bottle traveling through time. It's a story about how dangerous the ocean can be and how much we don't know. The ship and its ghostly trip have been in books, movies, and documentaries. Everyone wants to know the truth. Why are we still so interested in the Mary Celeste after all this time? Maybe we just want answers. We don't like not knowing. Because we don't know what happened, we can make up our own stories. The mystery is scary because it shows us that even normal things can turn strange. The Mary Celeste is famous, even today, from scary stories told around campfires to shows like The Twilight Zone. The ghost ship is everywhere. Writers, artists, and musicians have all used the Mary Celeste in their work. It's a symbol for things we can't explain, a reminder that some secrets stay hidden in the ocean. The Mary Celeste might be gone, but its story isn't. It reminds us that the ocean, even though it's beautiful, can be dangerous. The mystery of the Mary Celeste, like a ghost ship, makes us ask questions, explore and wonder. And so the Mary Celeste sails on, a legend forever.